And Tampa Bay's Joshua Dorwitz is live in downtown Clearwater for this evening's Community Connection. Throughout the last hour, we've shown you some of the traffic challenges and the effort to create a thriving downtown.
And now to a battle over how to commemorate history as Clearwater moves forward.
Dave, tonight in a story you are seeing first here on 10 Tampa Bay, a new cemetery group in Clearwater is asking the city for millions of dollars to move graves from an erased African-American burial site. And 10 Investigates' Emerald Morrow is live tonight at the old Curtis Fundamental School at Holton Engman. And Emerald, this is not all the group is asking for.
That's right, Josh. They want to actually turn this old school site that you see right behind me into a mausoleum, bring those graves from the other site to this location, because actually where we're standing right now is the site of another destroyed cemetery. And those that we spoke with say saving it and restoring it is worth every single penny.
What price tag would you put on peace? Just a few miles from the sugar white shores of Clearwater Beach. That's the million-dollar question, 10 times over.
Well, we are thinking $10 million is a fair ask price at this point, yes.
Why do you think $10 million? That's a lot of money.
That is a lot of money.
And for Barbara Story Love, there's no gray area. This is a matter of black and white.
It's been one injustice after another injustice.
I met Miss Story Love about 4 years ago on her quest to find two segregation-era cemeteries that disappeared.
So what do you feel walking through this community?
I feel connection.
A connection severed long ago when development destroyed two of the city's black burial sites, where the Frank Crum staffing firm and the old Curtis Fundamental School sit today. After months of research and ground scanning at each location, archaeologists found more than 400 graves. A stark contrast to other cemeteries like this one on the other side of the color line, where the road yields and carefully wraps around sacred ground.
It's time to correct those wrongs.
As part of the newly formed Clearwater African American Cemeteries Committee, Story Love helped draft this request to City Council, asking for a $10 million redress to move graves to the school site from Frank Crum and turn that old school into a memorial and mausoleum with space for cultural activities. Archaeological reports suggest there are still graves below that building.
Why keep the school intact if there's a strong likelihood that there are graves underneath?
I don't have all the answers because I don't have all the reports from the archaeologists, but we're doing a disservice with disturbing the graves in the first place.
And why should the city be responsible for that entire price tag?
The city is the one that initiated this back in the 50s.
Did you guys have any fear or trepidation in putting that number out there?
No.
Do you think it's realistic the city will give $10 million?
They aren't giving us anything, but sometimes we have to pay for the sins of our fathers.
10 Investigates obtained records from the 1950s that show the city agreed to remove graves from the school site. And a lawsuit Frank Crum filed last year says the city breached a development agreement by, quote, erroneously representing that the property does not presently include human remains from any cemetery. An attorney for the city of Clearwater says it doesn't have, quote, any evidence that a memorandum of development agreement was ever executed or recorded.
These things are really hard and difficult and they're challenging.
And finding solutions takes time.
It may look like it's slow, but people are still organizing and they're figuring out what to do next.
Dr. Antoinette Jackson chairs the anthropology department at USF and has been researching destroyed black cemeteries in wake of the local discoveries.
Cemeteries matter because they're our history. Oftentimes that's the only way people really connect, especially with black communities, connect to past.
A past that should never be forgotten, and a peace, Story Love says, should never be disturbed.
We will do what it takes to make sure that we do not fail.
Now, the city has received this request from the community, and they tell me that it is under review, but because of the litigation with the Frank Crum site, etc., they're probably really limited in what they can say about this site and also what they can do for the community. Reporting live in Clearwater, Emerald Morrow, 10 Investigates.
And Emerald, since 2019, has been showing you erased cemeteries and the efforts to find them across the Bay Area. Archaeologists have uncovered hundreds of graves from Tampa to Clearwater. You can see more of Emerald's reporting right now on 10tampabay.com/erased.